I promised I would duel him at 10 p.m., so here I am doing it. Like 20 minutes after I uploaded the previous video, I'm already dueling the next guy and recording it, because I promised to do it. So here I am, and seeing as this is Duel 99, the next one is Duel 100. So I really need to get my game on, because I promised you guys something special. The special thing for Duel 50 didn't work, and I promised something really special for number 100, so I really need to get my game on to make sure that that is indeed very special. Now, in the last video I said that I was looking through the alphabetical order of my decks, and I took the first one from the top that I didn't use yet, and Agents were the second one. After the narration, I was like, wait a second, Auge, you never used the first one either. You have used Dark World twice before, but not Advanced Dark World EX, which is my fancy name for Dark World Exodia. The reason I call it Advanced is because it uses Advanced Draw, and I hadn't seen Advanced Draw in a competitive deck before this, so that's why I called it Advanced Dark World EX. Now, so the entire idea is to just use Dark World Dealings, Graph, Snow, whatever, anything to let you draw more cards, and obviously you need to end up in Exodia. Unfortunately, I didn't start out too well, because for Gates is a really helpful field spell from which the effect you can repeat every turn, but you do need a Fiend type monster in the graveyard. Whether that's a Dark World or not doesn't matter. Like I have Tragoedia. Tragoedia can be in the grave as well to banish it, but you need one in the graveyard. So as long as you don't have one in the graveyard, you can't use it. So I was kind of hoping to get Dark World Dealings here to discard like Snow, to then search for a new card and have it dark in the grave for Gates. So what I decided to do here is summon Snow, overlay Snow with Beige to summon Lavalval Chain, detach Beige to place a second Snow on top of my deck, use Gates, banish Beige from my graveyard, discard Grapha, get Snow. Grapha would then destroy a face down card, and then I would be able to continue next turn with Snow in my hand, being able to search for either Dark World Dealings or Gates of Dark World. Unfortunately, he used Divine Wrath. I'm like, okay, I do now have two Fiends in the grave, but then he uses Magic Drain on Gates of Dark World, so there goes my strategy. And Grapha can't exactly summon itself right now. And I'm not going to summon the left arm either, so I'm just hoping right here that he's going to summon something and attack me so I can summon Tragoedia. I do get Beige, but seeing as he has frogs, I'm like, he might have Treeborn Frog as one of them, but I don't really want to take the risk that it's another Ronin Totem and I take some damage. And I kind of want to keep Beige as a discard fodder so I can like special summon it through its own effects and then summon a Grapha from the grave. And I also just want to be able to take some damage and then summon Tragoedia right off the bat and not leave Beige on the field to be destroyed. I kind of want to keep him. So he summons Daigusto Phoenix. I'm like, okay, fine by me. He's gonna hit me for 1500 and then I can summon Tragoedia. And here's an important ruling. He tries to use Bottomless Trapple, but since Tragoedia activates and resolves in the damage step, Bottomless Trapple cannot be used, because the only cards that can be used in a damage step are spell speed 2 or higher effects that alter attack and defense, that negate like Divine Wrath or spell speed 3 in general, and trigger effects that obviously only can trigger in damage step, and a couple of exceptions like Numinous Healer, and cards that specifically say in the damage step, like Honest. Although Honest is already with attack and defense changing, but whatever. Anyway, I have Tragoedia attack against the Phoenix, deal some damage. I'm like, you know, I have one left arm over here, and I don't have to go into Exodia. It's the main idea of the deck, but this deck definitely doesn't have Exodia as its only win condition. It's still a very viable Dark World deck, which can do very well. So if it turns out that way, then I could just go and attack him and deal some damage, because he didn't exactly start with the best hand either. It didn't seem like it, because he didn't really have any good big plays, and he told me as well. So, time for some Grapha action. I know he has bottoms, I want to get rid of it. Then I want to summon Grapha to the field, but first I play Upstart Goblin, give him some more life points. I don't care about him getting life points, because the main idea is Exodia. So, the free draw that you get and the deck thinning is very nice. And the 1,000 life points is like, meh, it doesn't really matter if you want to go for the second win condition, which is just hitting his life points to 0. But here I'm still going for Exodia. So I attack with Grapha, I attack with Tragodia, his monster's gone. Now I have Grapha and Beige on the field, I have Snow still in my graveyard, and I have Gates. So the idea here is next turn, banish Snow, discard Grapha, draw, destroy card with Grapha, normal summon Beige, return Beige to the hand to summon Grapha, and see from there. Because he only places one face down, so that's the card I'm going to destroy with Grapha, obviously. And then I have a choice. Either attack directly with the 2 Graphas and Tragodia, or summon Malefic Stardust Dragon and overlay it with the 2 Graphas, and then make Coach King Giant Trainer. I could have also made Tragodia level 8 by targeting Grapha earlier. I didn't think of that, because I haven't used Tragodia for that just yet, but it is indeed a possibility. I could have done that. I should probably remember that, because if I wouldn't have had Malefic Stars, I would have been able to summon him as well. But I'm like, okay, he might not have Battle Fader, and he does. For some reason, he only used it on the second attack, which I find weird, but okay, I'm not gonna complain. I was able to deal some damage. I decided to attack because it would be game if he didn't have Battle Fader. I could have also gone into Malefic Stars, as I said, summon Coach King Giant Trainer, draw 3 cards with his effects, deal some damage, would it be a monster, and just get some extra stuff. And here he plays Soul Exchange, targeting Tragodia, and then tributes it to summon Kai as a Shadow Monarch, so finally he has Monarch there. So Tragodia leaves the field, so that's my 3600 attacker guy gone. And Grapha is banished, which leaves me with a Grapha less, and because it's banished I can't summon it back to the field either through its effect, which is kinda annoying, but good play on his part. And I take 1000 damage because Grapha is a dark monster. So he's doing well there. But his Caius is still only at 2700 attack, and my Grapha's at 3000, so he can't do too much there. Now, I do believe he summons Ronin Toad into the field over here. I did notice that he never used Treeborn Frog's effect, which I find weird. I didn't ask him at the time, I forgot to do that, but Chris, I know you're watching this. Did you forget to use Treeborn Frog, or was there a thought behind it that made you not use activate the effect of Treeborn Frog? Because I had expected you to use it. So if you could tell me that in the comments, that'd be appreciated. Alright, so here I'm not really sure what to do. Because I want to get an extra Dark World in the graveyard over there to be able to use Gates again. And I don't really have too much of that, which is kind of annoying. I do get Advanced Draw, which I'm like, okay, that means I can tribute Grapha, get 2 draws, and I have a Graph in the grave, and I can use this effect to summon itself again. So Advanced Draw can be used on the 3 Graphas, the 2 Malefic Stardusts, and the 1 Tragodia in my deck. 6 targets for it, works well. Now, Beige back to the hand, so I have a Dark World to discard and summon Grapha. I still have 1 Fiend to banish for Gates, which is Tragodia. I barely ever use Grapha to banish. I possibly should have kept Grapha in the graveyard there so I can keep going, but seeing as I still had Dark World dealings and trade in for a possible level 8 that, or like a Grapha or a second Malefic Stars that could be drawing, I decided to just summon Grapha. Now here I don't really have too much that I can discard. I'm really hoping for a Snow Unlight of Dark World. I don't get it. I get Advanced Draw though. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to use Torrential Tribute. I'm going for Exodia now. Use Advanced Draw again. Grapha to the grave. Draw more cards. Here I once again, should have banished Grapha, I feel like. Although I didn't really have too much to discard besides tour guides, so I wouldn't have gotten an extra effect, so it doesn't matter too much. I do get a Lure of Darkness. I banish Tour Guide. Tour Guide is I only have one copy of Tour Guide in this deck. To summon Bro, I barely ever go into a rank 3 XYZ. I do have Zen Mains, Leviathan Dragon, and Acid Golem, just in case, but I barely ever use it. I normally only use it to summon Bro, so I can then return Bro through the hand to summon Grapha from the grave, and then use Bro's effect to draw extra cards. Now, normal summon Beige, I can't really do too much else here because, well, I just can't. So, Beige attacks Battle Fader, banishes it. Grapha attacks Caius. He doesn't take damage because one Day of Peace is still active this turn. And I suppose I wasn't too lucky with my draws in this one. I could have made a bit of different plays, but it worked out decent in the end, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. So Caius enters the graveyard, and all he really has left is his Ronin Totem and his one card in his hand, and can he really do very much with that? Now I set Reckless Greed to give me some extra draws later, and I don't really want, even though I could just go for hand size limit and get rid of Bro so I can use it for gates later, I'm like, nah, good chance he'll get rid of Beige somehow through battle or card effect, so I can use that one anyway. I'll just place Trade-in face down so I don't have to discard. He does get Heavy Storm, I believe. Well, it wasn't Heavy Storm, we got Mobius, so Trade-in unfortunately is just gone. I do chain Reckless Greed to get me 2 draws because, well, it's a Dark World deck and as an Exodia deck, why do you not want the draws? So Reckless Greed there. One Trade-in is gone, but I can do without that because, well, I threw into another Trade-in and I didn't have a level 8 in my hand, and there's only 2 level 8s left in my deck, 1 Malefic Stardust and 1 Grapha, if I counted correctly. So he has Mobius, he has Ronin Totem, he summons them both, exceeds into Armor Kappa, which I haven't really seen too often. Probably he summons it to defend Mobius, but I'm like, nah, this duel is over because I have Dark World Dealings, I have Gates, I have a Dark World in the grave. With Dark World Dealings, I can place another one there. I can get extra draws from Bro. I know Graph or Malefic Stardust is going to enter my hand at some point. I can use Trade-in. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to say final turn like I usually do because I'm not exactly certain. If I'm really unlucky, then I won't get it, but come on. Now here I could go into Snow and add another deck. I'm like, not going to do that. I'm very close. I just need 2 more Exodia pieces, so I'm just going for the extra draws. I banish a Bro. Here I'm considering Snow, but I do just go for Bro anyway, because with Trade-in and Advanced Draw and the next gates, I can draw whatever I need. I don't need Snow. And here I get my Graph for Trade-in. I tribute Graph for Advanced Draw. Still don't have the final Exodia piece. It's actually the very bottom card of my deck. For some reason, the final Exodia piece likes to be the final card of my deck. It happens quite often that it's among the final 5, but it's happened quite a few times as well that the final piece is the final card. But that doesn't matter as long as I can just keep my combos going and keep drawing. It doesn't matter. I can just get my stuff, but I suppose the earlier I get it, the better. Although if you just start with like 3 Exodia pieces and then 3 other cards, that might not be too good either, because then you can't actually start up the combo. So starting with too many Exodia pieces isn't really too good in this deck. Same for Library Exodia, because then you just can't get your combo going. That's why with Magical Mullet and Library Exodia, you always shuffle the Exodia pieces back, because you'll get them later once you have the combo going. But yeah, here I was able to get my final Exodia piece in my final draw. I revealed my hand to my opponent, and the duel is over. Thank you, chris241418, for the duel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was Duel 99. Next one is Duel 100. Might take a few days to a week, if not more, to get everything ready for the special. I hope everything's going to work out. I'm going to do my very best for it, and I'll see you later.